Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from our channel, Immortal News. Today we invite you to join us for a gentle and heartfelt remembrance. We'll be honoring the American stars we've recently lost, as well as beloved figures from around the world whose lives touched us in ways we may not even realize until they're gone. These are the stories of people who made us smile, inspired us, and left behind memories that continue to echo in our hearts. Before we begin, if you could take a moment to give this video a like, it would truly mean a lot. Your support helps us continue sharing these meaningful tributes and keeping their legacies alive. Thank you for being here with us. Now let's begin. Number 7. You could trust Steve to light up the ring every night. He was called Mr. Electricity for a reason. Those words from a longtime colleague capture the spirit of Steve Michael Regal, known to fans across the country as Steve Regal. He passed away peacefully in Greenwood, Indiana, at age 73. Wrestling during an unforgettable era, Regal brought energy and excellence to every city he stepped into. His journey through the AWA, NWA, and WWF earned him respect not just for his talent, but for his consistent dedication to the sport. In the ring, Regal was technical, smooth, and always reliable. He became a crowd favorite in the mid-1980s, capturing the AWA World Light Heavyweight Championship and later teaming with gorgeous Jimmy Garvin to win the AWA World Tag Team titles. Regal was also crowned NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion during his time in Jim Crockett Promotions. He shined in Pacific Northwest Wrestling and Windy City Pro Wrestling, winning multiple singles and tag team titles along the way. Fans across regions knew they were in for a solid match whenever Mr. Electricity was booked. He wasn't flashy for the sake of flash. He was exciting because he understood the rhythm of pro wrestling, telling stories, making others look good, and always giving his best. His peers admired him as a seasoned territory guy, someone who could walk into any locker room and deliver, whether in the opener or just before the main event. His ability to adapt made him a favorite among promoters and a respected figure behind the scenes. Outside the ring, Steve was deeply rooted in wrestling's legacy, married into the family of another legend, Wilbur Snyder. He lived his life surrounded by love, both from family and a grateful fan base that never forgot the spark he brought to the sport. Steve Regal died after a brief illness, and news of his passing sparked heartfelt messages from friends across the wrestling world. One article called him Mr. Electricity in name and in the ring, a dependable hand who illuminated every territory he worked. Though he retired decades ago, his legacy lives on in the matches, memories, and admiration of those who watched him light up arenas across the country. Tributes to Steve Regal. Number 6. Parlava d'amore con una sincerità che commoveva. These words, echoed in countless tributes, capture the soul of Sandro Giacobbe, an artist whose melodies spoke softly but lingered deeply. He passed away in Cogorno at the age of 75 after a long illness. A quiet ending for a life filled with song, love, and purpose. Born in Genoa and raised in a working-class family, Sandro first took the stage at 16. From those early days with his band Giacobbe and le Allucinazioni, he set in motion a journey that would cross decades, borders, and languages. With his warm, expressive voice and gift for melody, he became one of Italy's most cherished interpreters of romantic ballads. Songs like Signora Mia, Il Giardino Proibito, and Gli occhi di tua madre captured moments of longing and tenderness with rare simplicity. El Jardín Prohibido made him a star in Spain and Latin America. Sarà la nostalgia turned into an anthem of memory and emotion. In 1976, he took third place at the Sanremo Festival. Years later, he won hearts again in Chile, earning second place at the Viña del Mar Festival. Proof that great music speaks across cultures. Yet music was only part of his story. Sandro gave time and passion to causes beyond the stage. As a key figure in the Nazionale Italiana Cantanti, He raised funds for children and families in need. Whether playing football in charity matches or coaching behind the scenes, he showed that kindness is a lifelong role. Later in life, alongside his partner Marina Perroni, he continued to perform, blending nostalgia with new hope. Even as illness took its toll, he remained close to what he loved: music, compassion, and connection. Fans remember him not only for the notes he sang, but for the gentleness and modesty he carried through life. His songs became the soundtrack to countless first loves, breakups, reunions, and quiet evenings. He had this way of singing love that made it feel real, one fellow artist shared, as if he was speaking directly to your heart. Sandro leaves behind his family, his sons Andrea and Alessandro, and Marina, his partner in life and song. His melodies live on, quiet and strong, wherever people speak of love through music. Tributes to Sandro Giacobbe. Number 5. There were maybe 3 or 4 filmmakers in the whole of Holland when I started, Frans Weisz once said. And from that small beginning, he helped build a national cinema that still carries his mark today. Frans Weisz, the celebrated Dutch film director and screenwriter, has died at the age of 87. According to Dutch media, he passed away peacefully in December after a life devoted to storytelling, memory, and the deep emotional truths that cinema can hold. Over 6 decades, Weisz became a vital voice in European film. His breakout movie, Het Gangstermeisje, signaled the arrival of a bold talent. Later, Roine brought Dutch stories to international festivals. Films like Havink, The Betrayed, and especially Charlotte, his moving portrait of artist Charlotte Salomon, defined him as a fearless filmmaker with a conscience. Weisz's work often explored Jewish identity, loss, and the aftermath of war, a reflection of his own heritage. His father, actor Weisz, was murdered during the Second World War. That painful legacy found its way into many of his films, from Liedvermaak to his later documentaries. Among his many honors were Golden Calf Awards and selections at prestigious festivals including Cannes, Berlin, and Moscow. Colleagues admired his literary touch, his respect for actors, and his unwavering moral compass. He was meticulous and thoughtful, with a quiet strength that inspired others. Beyond the camera, he mentored young filmmakers and nurtured collaborations that spanned decades. As one colleague remarked, Frans refused to forget the people history might try to erase. His body of work, more than 30 films and television productions, remains a vital part of Dutch cultural life. From bold fiction to powerful adaptations and introspective documentaries, Weisz created stories that resonated far beyond the Netherlands. He is survived by his family, including his son, actor Weisz. Their shared passion for the arts is a legacy that lives on. Frans Weisz's passing marks the end of a remarkable era in Dutch film. Yet his stories, and the empathy within them, will continue to speak to new generations. Tributes to Frans Weisz. Number 4. You don't belong here. That's what Fiorenza de Bernardi was told when she first stepped onto the tarmac. Her response: I'm here, and I'm staying. And stay she did, until she changed aviation in Italy forever. Fiorenza de Bernardi, Italy's first female commercial airline pilot and a true trailblazer in international aviation, has passed away in Rome at the age of 97. Her passing, due to natural causes, marks the end of a remarkable era. Born into the skies, she was the daughter of famed pilot Mario de Bernardi, but her achievements were uniquely her own. Beginning her flight training in the early 1950s, she soon broke into commercial aviation. an arena almost entirely closed to women at the time. In 1967, she became the first Italian woman to fly for a commercial airline, joining Air Alpi and later captaining aircraft like the Twin Otter and Yak 40. She even co-founded Air Tirrenia, a regional carrier that gave her broader influence in shaping civil aviation in Italy. But it wasn't just about taking to the skies, it was about making space for others to follow. After a car accident curtailed her airline career, Fiorenza redirected her passion and purpose. She became president of Donne dell'Aria and later helped form networks across Europe for female pilots. From mentoring young aviators to promoting visibility at global conferences, she never stopped pushing for equality in the cockpit. Astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti once dedicated her autobiography to Fiorenza, who paved the way. Fiorenza did more than pave. She cleared the runway and lit it for takeoff. Friends and former colleagues describe her as calm, precise, and generous. A woman of discipline, yes, but also deep compassion. Even in her later years, she volunteered at an animal shelter, calling the animals her true passengers. She had no children by choice, instead devoting her life to flying and service. She believed that was enough, and for many, it was more than enough. Her courage helped lift others off the ground. Her humility helped them believe they belonged there. Fiorenza de Bernardi leaves behind a legacy written in the skies and in the lives of every pilot she inspired. Tributes to Fiorenza de Bernardi. Number 3. Well done, good and faithful servant. Those were the words used by Bill Ratliff's family to honor the life of a man who spent decades putting service above politics. A civil engineer by training and a public servant by choice, Bill Ratliff shaped the future of Texas with quiet strength, deep knowledge, and unmatched integrity. At 89, he passed away peacefully at his home in Mount Pleasant, Texas. Though the loss is great, his life left an even greater mark. Bill entered the Texas Senate in 1989, bringing with him a calm presence and a passion for policy. As chair of both the Senate Education and Finance Committees, he led historic changes in school finance, crafting the Robin Hood Plan that helped poor districts gain equal footing. He twice balanced the state's massive budget and rewrote major parts of Texas' education code from his own laptop, work that shaped learning for generations. When leadership was needed most, Bill stepped up. In a once-in-a-generation moment, fellow senators chose him to serve as the 40th Lieutenant Governor of Texas. His steady, inclusive approach brought civility back to the chamber. Even more famously, when his own party moved to push a controversial redistricting plan, he stood as the only Republican senator to oppose it, warning it would harm rural Texans. That choice earned him the 2005 Profile in Courage Award. Always a believer in cooperation over conflict, Bill often said, "I loved policymaking, but I never loved politics." That simple phrase summed up his career and explained why so many from both parties trusted his judgment. He was more than a legislator. He was a bridge builder. Outside the Capitol, Bill found his greatest joy in family. Married to Sally, his wife of many decades, he raised 3 children, including Thomas Ratliff, who followed in his footsteps in education service. His grandchildren carry forward his legacy of civic duty, kindness, and wisdom. "There was nobody like him," a former colleague shared. "He changed how we debated and how we listened." Bill Ratliff showed Texas what steady, principled leadership looks like. His ideas, his example, and his character will never be forgotten. Tributes to Bill Ratliff. Number 2. Children trusted her, parents respected her, and colleagues loved working with her. These words, shared by a fellow actor, capture the essence of Eila Roine, an extraordinary presence in Finnish life for over 7 decades. Eila Roine brought light into homes and hearts through her iconic roles in theater, television, and film. From the stage in Tampere to screens across the country, her ability to embody everyday characters made her a beloved figure in countless families. She became a household name as Kaija in the beloved series Heikki ja Kaija, acting alongside her husband, Ville Ovinen. Later, she reached a new generation as Eila Mummi on Pikku Kakkonen, becoming a comforting figure for Finnish children from 1996 to 2013. Her theater career flourished for over 40 years at Tampereen Työväen Teatteri, where her performances in plays like Pygmalion and Talapojantaden Alla earned admiration and respect. She played roles with great depth and quiet strength, always bringing grace and humanity to the stage. Eila also appeared in dozens of films, from classic Finnish cinema of the 1950s to award-winning modern hits. She never stopped growing, never stopped reaching new audiences. Beyond her remarkable talent, Eila was deeply admired for her humility, warmth, and sense of care. She mentored younger actors, supported the arts, and remained active in Finnish cultural life even into her late 80s. In recognition of her contributions, she was honored with the title of Teatteri Neuvos, the Pro Finlandia Medal, and an honorary doctorate from Tampere University. Yet what mattered most to her, it seemed, was connecting to people, through a smile, a story, or the gentle wisdom of a national grandmother. Eila Roine passed away peacefully in Tampere at the age of 94, surrounded by love and memory. The cause of death was age-related. She leaves behind 2 sons, a loving family, and a nation who grew up with her voice and presence guiding them. Her legacy will continue to inspire and comfort for years to come. Tributes to Eila Roine. What's trending on the internet? If you've spent any time online lately, you've probably seen people talking about Sydney Sweeney and whether she's had plastic surgery. And now the 20-something actress is setting the record straight in a very down-to-earth way. Sydney Sweeney, the Emmy-nominated star known from shows like Euphoria and The White Lotus, has become one of the most recognizable young actresses in Hollywood. With that attention has come a wave of comments and speculation about her appearance. Recently, in an interview, Sydney calmly and firmly denied that she's had plastic surgery, calling the rumors insane and explaining that a lot of what people think they're seeing is just makeup, angles, and growing up in the public eye. Instead of getting angry, Sydney used the moment to talk about body confidence and kindness. She pointed out that people's faces and bodies naturally change as they age, especially from their teenage years into their mid-20s. She also highlighted how lighting, camera lenses, and red carpet styling can make anyone look dramatically different from one photo to the next. Her message was simple: not everything you see online is what it seems. For older viewers who have watched Hollywood evolve over the decades, Sydney's response may feel refreshingly familiar. She's part of a younger generation that's learning to push back gently against unrealistic expectations, while reminding fans that celebrities are people too, with real feelings behind the headlines and hashtags. What stands out is how Sydney chose to handle the situation. Rather than attacking critics, she focused on self-respect and encouraged fans, especially young people, to be careful about comparing themselves to edited images and fleeting trends. Her approach invites a healthier conversation around beauty, aging, and the pressure to look perfect in every photo. As the online chatter keeps swirling, Sydney Sweeney's words offer a calm, steady reminder that grace, honesty, and self-acceptance never go out of style, and that may be what people remember most. Not the rumors themselves, but the way she turned them into an opportunity to promote confidence, compassion, and a more realistic view of beauty for everyone watching. News 2. What a journey this has been for dancer Hayley Erbert and her husband, Dancing with the Stars judge Derek Hof. Today we're looking at a story of survival, gratitude, and new life that's touching hearts all over the internet. Hayley Erbert, who is 29, is marking the 2-year anniversary of her emergency brain surgery by sharing some truly beautiful news. She and Derek are expecting their first baby. 2 years ago, in December of 2023, during Derek's Symphony of Dance tour, Eila suffered a sudden medical emergency after a performance in Washington, D.C. She was rushed to the hospital, where doctors discovered a cranial hematoma, bleeding in the brain. She underwent emergency surgery, and then a second surgery to replace a portion of her skull. It was a terrifying time for the couple, and for fans who have followed their love story for years. Derek, now 39, often spoke about how grateful he was just to see Eila awake, healing, and smiling again. The two leaned on their families, their faith, and an outpouring of support from people all around the world. Now, on the anniversary of that life-changing moment, Eila is looking back with gratitude and looking forward with hope. She shared that this pregnancy feels like a miracle, especially after everything her body and brain have been through. Instead of focusing on the fear of what happened, she's choosing to celebrate what's happening now. A healthy pregnancy and a growing family. Fans have watched Eila go from a talented background dancer to a beloved part of Derek's life, from his dance partner on tour to his partner in marriage. They were married in 2023, not long before her health crisis. Seeing them now, smiling and glowing as they prepare to welcome their baby, feels like a full-circle moment. Eila has been open about the emotional and physical recovery that followed her surgeries. She has talked about relearning to trust her body, regaining strength, and allowing herself to rest. By sharing her story, she's offering comfort to others facing scary health challenges, showing that healing can lead to unexpected blessings. Derek has called Eila his hero, and many fans agree. Her resilience, courage, and gentle spirit have inspired people of all ages, especially those who remember watching classic variety shows, dance specials, and wholesome television moments over the years. Their story has that same sense of heart and hope. Now, as they look toward this next chapter, Eila and Derek are focusing on the simple joys: doctor visits, baby kicks, and the excitement of preparing to become parents. They're also honoring the doctors, nurses, and medical teams who helped save her life, and the supporters who prayed and cheered them on through the darkest days. In a world that can feel heavy at times, Erbert's journey from emergency brain surgery to expecting her first child is a powerful reminder that light can follow even the stormiest night. She will be remembered for her strength, her smile, and her willingness to share her story so openly, and this new little life will always be a symbol of hope, healing, and the incredible gift of a second chance. News 3. You know, every once in a while a celebrity says something that really makes people stop and think, and that's exactly what happened with actress Kate Winslet this week. Kate Winslet, now 49 years old and beloved for her unforgettable role in Titanic, has been opening up about something very personal: body image, aging, and the growing trend of weight loss drugs. In a recent conversation, she shared that she's genuinely concerned about how many people, especially younger ones, are turning to these medications to change the way they look. She described it as terrifying to see just how common these drugs have become, and she spoke from the heart about the pressure people feel to stay thin, look young, and never show a wrinkle. Kate admitted that, like many women, she has faced criticism over her appearance throughout her career, but instead of giving in, she's choosing to embrace the natural process of getting older. What really stands out is how she talks about self-acceptance. Kate said she wants people to know that it's okay to have a normal body, to have lines on your face, and to look like you've lived a real life. She worries that constant focus on fast results and dramatic transformations can send a harmful message, especially to kids and teenagers who are still figuring out who they are. Rather than pointing fingers, she's inviting a kinder conversation, one that values health over quick fixes and confidence over comparison. Her message is not about judging anyone's personal choices, but about encouraging us to slow down, to be careful, and to remember that our worth is not measured by a number on a scale. For many older viewers who have watched Kate Winslet grow up on screen, it's inspiring to see her use her voice this way. She's reminding all of us that growing older is not something to fear or fight, but something to honor. And that may be how this moment is best remembered, as a respected actress at 49, gently encouraging the world to see beauty in real bodies, real lives, and the graceful, natural journey of time. News 4. You know, the holidays can feel very different after you've lost someone you love, and television host Ryan Seacrest is opening up about that in a tender and very human way. At 49 years old, Ryan is heading into his first holiday season since his father, Gary Seacrest, passed away just 6 weeks ago. Ryan has spoken lovingly about his dad, a proud veteran and family man, sharing that his father was not only his hero, but also his guide, his cheerleader, and the person who helped shape his work ethic and values from the very beginning. Ryan explained that this year, Thanksgiving and Christmas will feel quieter and more emotional, but also filled with deep gratitude. Instead of focusing on the sadness, he and his family are choosing to honor Gary's memory by keeping their traditions alive, telling stories, cooking the dishes he loved, and celebrating the joy he brought into every room. He has talked about how much his father believed in service, discipline, and kindness, and how those lessons will stay with him forever. Even as Ryan continues his busy schedule, including his new role hosting a beloved morning show, he carries his dad's words and wisdom with him every day, almost like a compass in his pocket. For anyone who has an empty chair at the table this year, Ryan's message is gentle and encouraging. It's okay to feel the loss. It's okay to miss them. And it's also okay to smile, laugh, and keep their spirit alive through the traditions you shared. So as Ryan Seacrest and his family step into this first holiday season without Gary, they're choosing to remember a devoted father, a loving husband, and a man whose quiet strength lives on in their hearts. And that is how Gary Seacrest's legacy will be honored, not just this year, but for many holidays to come. Number 1. I'll keep smiling, even if it hurts, Alessandro Antonicelli once said, and he lived every day with those words in his heart. Alessandro, known around the world as a beacon of strength and positivity, passed away at just 26. He had been battling bone cancer with courage and transparency, sharing every step of that journey with the online fitness community he inspired. His story wasn't defined by his diagnosis. It was shaped by his unyielding passion for life. Whether lifting weights during treatment or speaking candidly about pain, Alessandro gave others the strength to keep going. Every video he shared was a message of resilience. Every post, a reminder to find purpose, even in struggle. Combining his love for fitness with his knowledge of nutrition, Alessandro was determined to help others live healthy, fulfilling lives, even while facing the limits of his own. He was studying to become a certified nutritionist, hoping to deepen his impact on others' well-being. His dream wasn't just building his body, it was building community, understanding, and hope. Throughout his fight, Alessandro gained a massive following, not for fame, but for his honesty. He showed that strength isn't just in muscles, it's in mindset. He made you believe anything was possible, said one of his closest friends from the fitness world. He didn't hide the hard days, but he always found a reason to keep going. That changed people. Alessandro passed away peacefully, surrounded by love, after a nearly 3-year battle with cancer. His loss leaves a deep ache in the hearts of many, but his light endures. Those who knew him, and even the many who never met him in person, will carry his legacy forward by choosing strength and gratitude in the face of life's challenges. His spirit will live on in the lives he lifted up, the minds he strengthened, and the hearts he moved. Tributes to Alessandro Antonicelli. Photography is the simplest thing in the world, but it is incredibly complicated to make it really work.